Welcome back to the channel. Today, I have the 60 Ford in the bay. I've never had this car up on the lift. It's time for me to check it out and see what kind of shape it is in underneath and get it ready for the engine transplant. I have a 398 FE engine that's going to be going in it, and the 6-cylinder is going to be coming out. So before I do that, I want to make sure I go over the brakes, mechanical, steering, all that stuff that I have never looked at before. This car is equipped with a nasty 223 straight 6. Honestly, I'd be afraid to try to pull out on the highway and try to accelerate it and merge into traffic for fear of getting run over. But this thing's not long for this car anyway. As I mentioned, I have another FE engine going in it. The car should run much, much better. But the time has come. I've let this car sit for, gosh, has to be probably 5 years. The car was pretty much relegated to being yard art through the holidays last year, and I was determined that wasn't going to happen again. So here she is, and we're going to find out the good, the bad, the ugly. Hopefully it's not that bad, and make a good little car out of her. All right, here we go. Take a look in the back here. Frame doesn't look horrible. There's floor left. Usually this body mount back here is what goes bad. Hard to tell. Looks like it's got a lot of gump on it. Real hard to see it, but trunk drop-offs are good, which is good, thankfully. Same with this side, pretty solid. I don't see much rust there. Surface stuff. That mount looks all there, tight. That mount looks good. Still the original rubber in there, which is great. Look up in here. Yeah, you can see a little bit of the original support is gone. Possibly looks like a patch was put in there. I'm gonna have to really look a little closer at that. Not a big fan. It's like pop rivets. We'll look a little closer into that, into the trunk. But the frame looks okay. Wheel wells look all right. Gas tank straps, suboptimal. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that. Again, no big deal. Could be some nastiness in here, maybe just flaky stuff, I don't know. Same thing on this side with this support. You know, again, if this looks solid, which I don't know, kind of does, should be okay. But I will dig in and check it out a little further from trunk side. Wheel wells look good. Not too bad. Frame is decent. Oh, the surface rust. I didn't expect that. Not horrible in there. It's a little schmutzed up, but that's okay. Somebody did a brake line in there. Not unusual. Ford ran the brake and fuel lines, primarily the brake lines, on this 6-cylinder car down this side of the frame rail. And crap would always get up in there, and the lines would rust out very quickly. So not unusual for that to get changed. On this car, a little different. The V8 cars would have the fuel line running down on the driver's side. This one runs down along the passenger side. So it's kind of interesting. The fuel pump is on the passenger side on this engine, the 223. So let's look at the, I'm feeling up on the top here. The frame feels like it's still there. Got some scalies here. Nothing horrible. I can see some floor issues here and there, and especially right there, I'm feeling there's the carpet or something's there. I don't know. I'll have to open it up and look inside. Oh, I gotta pull the interior out anyway. Bunch of mice infested the whole deal. Last time I opened the car up, they went running out like crazy. So looks like this is okay. Just some, looks like whatever they sprayed just kind of peeling off. Top of the frame feels solid. What I can feel. Don't see any compromised areas. There's that fuel line. Nothing horrible. Well, a little bit of, again, schmutz and junk in there. There's a patch. That, ooh, that's a little ugly. Oh well. Looks like the body mount is still present. Let's look on this side. All right, that's how it's supposed to, ooh, maybe not. That's a little rough too. Well, we're gonna have to see. I'll dig into it some more from the top side and see what that looks like. I'll probably run a new brake line. I'm not a big fan of that brake line, how it's run, but especially at that big loop right there. Couple holes there. You know. Again, I'll look at it from top side. Suspension, you know, it's there. Pretty typical manual steering stuff, or manual drum brake stuff. Looks like, oh, yeah, that's not supposed to be like that. And we'll see. Maybe it's just rust on the outside edges. Yeesh. Yikes. Let's open her up. Free the rust. I'm not up to date on my tetanus shot. So, well. I guess not a huge surprise. These corners always rust out on these things. It's getting soft in the middle. Hard, yep. Pretty rough there. Oh yeah, look at that. That's not good. That's not good at all. Well, you know what I may do? Maybe we'll get a new radiator core support, because that does hold the whole front end up on these cars. That's the main bolt that holds everything, the whole front end up, fenders, grill, all that good stuff. So I might see if I can't find a decent used one. A little shake here. Not bad. Not horrible. It's pretty tight. I think at this point what I'll do is pull the wheels and just kind of take a look and see how the brakes look. Ooh, science experiment there. Not too bad out on the outer body. Tell you what, I've seen way worse. For as old as this car is, keep in mind, 1960, it has been repainted once. This car is not that bad. And don't know how far I'll actually go with repairing some of the stuff. If anything's structural, hell, that'll get addressed. I don't want it to be an unsafe car, but there's a hole here or there, or something isn't perfect. Now, so be it. Looks like the car has had a recent brake job, recent as in maybe 6 or 7 years ago. Wheel cylinders look new, which surprises me as I'm expecting those to be a problem. The front brakes in the car would hang up occasionally until I started driving it. I have a feeling probably in these brake hoses, they are the originals, they're old. Brake lines don't look too good either. Let's see about changing out all these brake lines. I don't trust them, and the brake hoses as well. I'll probably pull all the brake shoes off, probably get new hardware, really check the wheel cylinders out, maybe pull those apart too and hone them, make sure they're clean. They might have some rust in them. This wheel was real hard to get apart. I don't know if it was from rust or what. This could be the side that was dragging. Again, I think brake hoses are definitely in order. Probably brake lines, replace the stuff that's in there as well. I do not like that hokey loop thing and then running all the way back there. This wheel cylinder looks like it's been on for a while. I may just put rears on. Probably all new hardware, I think. The shoes look decent. I don't know. When you get that far in, you should just probably replace the shoes. Not sure here. Same thing with this side. The wheel cylinder, just got some brake dust on it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they're good. Again, maybe I've got a hone. I can probably just hone them out and make sure there's no gook in them and probably put them back in service and maybe new hardware and just sand the shoes. The drums are back on. I put fresh brake hoses on it. I probably will next time do the brake lines, maybe when the engine's out. It's very difficult to get at things now. I had to use a vice grip on here and then spin the brake hose off on here and then pull the whole wheel cylinder assembly off and then put the new hose on. Just reverse procedure to get it all back together. But it's done. I honed the wheel cylinders out, cleaned all the interior parts of the wheel cylinders, the springs, the cups, the rubber cups, I guess you call them, metal cups, and brake hose on this side too. This one was a little easier. That line came right off, very lucky. And the brake shoes are in decent shape, so I just cleaned them. I'm going to readjust them once I get the wheels back on, but now I got to take a look at the rear brakes. Rear brake line assembly is off the car. Real mess. It was the only way to take it off. Everything was rusted together. Had to all come off in one piece. So I'm going to have to clean up this brass fitting and the bracket and clean up this bracket that bolts to the frame to secure the rear brake hose. And new lines. They're a mess. We have the new flexible brake line on. The hard lines have been replaced with new, and they're coated line. I like using those, especially when you got a rusty housing. What I also do, so if you look closely, I put silicone in between the tube and the housing bracket, yuck, to give it a little bit of a cushion there to keep the rust from transmitting itself from the rusty, nasty housing to the nice, clean brake line. So hopefully that works. And I also keep the line off the housing to keep it from touching. Again, keep the rust off of it. Keep in mind, this car is just a driver, my car. I'd clean the rear up. Maybe at some point I will, but for now, it's going to stay as it is. And I've started the assembly of the short block for the 398. Kind of set the thrust yesterday, got the crank set in there, and camshaft put in. I usually put the camshafts in first so I can help guide them through without nicking any cam bearings. Makes it a little easier. Moving right along. That'll wrap it up for the work done on the 60 Ford. The brakes are bled. Kind of went over the brake system itself, new brake hoses, some new brake lines across the back, adjusted everything, flushed out all the old nasty fluid that was in there, and just gave it a good brake pedal again. Didn't feel any pulls or anything like that, but I'll take it for a better road test probably later this week. And that Super Duty Ford Scoop, it's going to go on there when the FE goes in. I've got to get the grill chromed. It's a little nasty looking. It's the original metal still. So I got to get that chromed. I got to get this bodywork and painted, the scoop body itself, and then it should look pretty good. Obviously, the car needs to be cleaned and buffed. I'll do that as well. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.